I read a quote by Albert Schweitzer the other day, and it's been bothering me ever since. I don't expect that many people who hear me will know who Albert Schweitzer is. In brief, in his day, he was something of a saint, a theologian, a philosopher, and a musician who earned a good sum of money by giving organ concerts, playing classical music. At 30, he decided to drop everything and study to become a doctor while his wife was trained to be a nurse. They would go to Africa as medical missionaries to both heal and minister to the sick. And I believe that, for the most part, that's what they did. He was celebrated for his altruism as well as his love of and knowledge of the music of Johann Sebastian Bach. He was a strict vegetarian and did not kill anything, even mosquitoes. I'm probably selling him short, but that's what I remember about him. He worked tirelessly for world peace. He considered it a real possibility, not a dream, not some utopia. He did think that people could come to their senses and live in harmony for the greater good of all. As such, he was an inspirational figure to many people, a man who both talked the talk and walked the walk. He won a Nobel Peace Prize and used the money that came with it to equip his primitive hospital in Africa. His acceptance speech for that award became famous, and the quote that bothers me comes from that speech, entitled, "The Problem of Peace." He said, "What really matters is that we should all of us realize that we are guilty of inhumanity. The horror of this realization should shake us out of our lethargy and lead us to end all war." I have at least two problems with this. One is that I distrust or dislike any pronouncement that contains the word should. It's one person telling other people what to do, and that can be problematical. When people, even doctors, start handing out prescriptions which they think will improve moral behavior, I think it's either time to stock up on water and stay inside, or head for the hills. The other thing that bothers me is the bit about inhumanity. Maybe I'm just splitting semantic hairs, but I don't think we have to worry about our inhumanity. It's our basic humanity that's causing all the trouble. I think there are all kinds of reports about the behavior of men in war, and especially in prison camps. And if that behavior could be called evil, then it is performed not by inhuman monsters, but by ordinary individuals. People torturing other people, killing them, soldiers indiscriminately eliminating entire households and villages. You can call these acts inhuman, but they are done by run-of-the-mill human beings. Saying that something is inhuman is believing that it is outside the range of human behavior. If you examine human behavior, if you read the morning paper or listen to a broadcast of the evening news, you will find little comfort or reason for optimism. We humans do terrible things on a daily basis. If you want to think that some acts are inhuman, you may do so, but I think that's an illusion. Some think that it is brave, positively heroic to do this, to believe in or construct illusions, especially in the face of crushing brutality, as in the movie Life is Beautiful. But even they, I think, would know what is an illusion and what is the reality. The list of despicable, depraved, deranged, desperate, and doomed activity grows longer every day. And it's all being done by humans. Calling any of it inhuman is, I think, to misread it, to mislabel it. If you're doing that in the hopes of a better world, a future existence when humans don't do these terrible things, when the world sings like a Bach cantata, I understand. If you make enough speeches about that, chances are you will inspire others who yearn for that better world, and maybe you will win global honors and recognition, or even a Hollywood Oscar. But you will also be mistaken in the very premise and heart of your argument, which is human nature. Your great hope is based on hope, not reality or human nature. Your elevated expectations will find only disappointment. To err is human. That error includes murder, brutality, and war, as it was, is now, and ever shall be. To ignore that is to deny reality. Underneath the lilting music of Bach I hear the scream of cats in the alley. I hear people crying. I hear shots fired.